Welcome to Herd Mentality, a podcast from StoneX where we discuss global dairy markets and what's driving them. Remember that the trading of derivatives such as futures, options, and over-the-counter products or swaps may not be suitable for all investors. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss, and past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. We're recording this on Tuesday, November 11th. With me this week is Vipin Kumar. He's Vice President of Dairy Risk Management for the Middle East for StoneX. And I wanted to have Vipin on this week because there was the big trade show, Gulf Food Manufacturing, in Dubai last week. And Vipin's based in Dubai and was there with a larger StoneX team. And we actually held a event prior to the Gulf Food Trade Show. Vipin, can you give me a little bit of detail about the event that we held?
Sure, Ned. Thanks for having me, and it was a pleasure. It was a fantastic week last week and a very successful event for us. So this time we did one exclusive dairy event in Dubai, and just before, as you said, just before Gulf Food Manufacturing, I think the timing was great, and we have a very strong turnout, not just from Saudi and UAE, but also from Kuwait, Egypt, and India as well. And it is always great to see people coming together to engage on the risk management topics. But it was really, really nice event we had last Monday.
And it was a full day event?
Yeah, it was a full day jam-packed agenda. We're going to talk about uh, who we are, what we do, and then talking about how the global dairy market is behaving with a lot of excess milk available. So there was a lot of queries around it. And then we thought it's good to give them some hedging examples, how people can use these tools to manage their risk. And uh, there was a good panel discussion that stand out. From the event, we had two good discussions. On was on the regional participation from Saudi, and there were two well-known personalities, especially from the procurement side. They spoke about how the transformation happening in Saudi Arabia, not just in terms of tourism and foreign investment, but also the region is growing towards on the risk management side as well. And there is a interesting stuff coming out from the suppliers as well, and they are also adopting, innovating in their offers and adopting index link contract or GDT link contract instead of giving a traditional fixed price contract. And another panel that we had was from two international trading companies where the experienced personals talk about how they have seen in last 15 years how it has been pan out on the risk management side. And there was a very important key message that they have talk about is, and again, it is matching our philosophy as well. Education is important, and people should start small and understand well how this managing risk works in their business. And once they understand, they can go with the big volumes, and it is evolving, so people can start with small, and then going forward they can take a big positions there. And then followed by, we had a wonderful session from a GDT, which resonate well with the people in Middle East region. They buy a lot of product from GDT platform during the auctions time, and it becomes a benchmark also for the financial contract to be settled. So it's one of the good session. People enjoyed it. And then since we are launching our fat-filled contract and the high protein contract on OTC contract. So Expana session was there, majorly focusing on the price preference, price reference uh, on the fat filled side, and how the pricing methodology work uh, on the Expana linkage with StoneX. So that was majorly the agenda for the event.
It's good to hear that they're getting more interested in the risk management and index list linked contracts. When I was at Gulf Food Manufacturing, I think 3 years ago, it was tough to explain risk management to the people walking by. I'd say that we help companies lock in fixed prices for commodities, and most of the questions I got were around tomato paste and I think mustard. So it's good to see it developing on the dairy side.
Yeah, correct. So I think the momentum is on, and the industry is changing, and companies are now open and curious and willing to eager to listen about risk management topics. I know there was a time when people were not even ready, but now we are even educating people about dairy and other product as well. There's a lot of interest coming out from the bigger size and scale customers.
So around the markets, what were the discussions about prices?
It's a time when we have a lot of milk available and sentiments are bearish, and people are worried about when the bottom will hit. Is it really a bottom, or price will go up from here? So the discussion on the skim and butter was literally uh, on the supply side rather than the price side, because they're not worried about the price these days. But the interesting thing was the high end product or value add product was WPC, uh, where the prices are still very high. So that was the main topic of a discussion on the Gulf food.
I guess I haven't looked at the trade flow numbers recently. Is there much WPC, WPI going into the Middle East?
Not really, but now every company is coming up with their new innovative product where they are adding a lot of protein in their yogurt, in liquid yogurt as well, and the protein drinks are also available on the shelf. So it is increasing, but not in a big size and scale. But yes, there is a demand coming up now in the protein side.
Interesting. Um, and most of that comes from Europe.
Yes, US and Europe.
You mentioned a lot of the buying in the region is from New Zealand or priced off of GDT. Uh, and GDT pricing has been well, it depends on the product, I guess, relatively strong compared to where Europe or spot pricing in the US has been. Was there any discussion around switching suppliers based on relative prices?
So I had a similar question asked in the panel discussion, um, and the expert from the procurement side said, this is the market we do give preference to the origins like New Zealand and Europe. With the trade agreement, free trade agreement with New Zealand, of course, it's a preferred origin. And most of the product which goes into retail packing, they prefer to buy from the same origin, irrespective of the prices. But of course, some of the product they do buy from exotic locations and countries like Ukraine, India, Belarus, Uganda nowadays. So origin shift do happen, but they will stick to the main origin where they love to buy their product with their recipe based on that product. So,
Interesting. I haven't heard Uganda as a dairy supplier before. I'm going to have to dig into that a little bit.
there are a few new factories coming up in Uganda. So that's a reason somebody mentioned during the panel discussions. Uganda was one of the origins.
So we had that StoneX event just prior to Gulf Food, and I believe we have another event coming up later this month.
Yeah, that's another Outlook event we have on 19th and 20th of November. It is mainly a precious event, but along with that, we have soft guys coming over and they're talking about cocoa, coffee, uh, and grains along the dairy that we have. So that's event on 20th of November this month. Yeah,
In Dubai.
in Dubai. Yes.
All right, Vipin, thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much, Nate. Thanks for inviting me.
The StoneX Dairy team spans the US, EU, Asia, and Oceania, providing market intelligence, analysis, and forecasts through our interactive data platform called StoneX Plus, as well as full service brokerage on the major dairy exchanges, the CME, EEX, and SGX. If you're interested in finding out more about our market intelligence or brokerage services, you can find more information on stonex.com.
This communication is issued in the European Economic Area by StoneX Financial Europe SA, SFE by the SFE presenters noted. StoneX is the trade name used by StoneX Group Inc. and all its associated entities and subsidiaries. StoneX Group Inc. companies provide financial services worldwide through its subsidiaries, including physical commodities, securities, exchange-traded and over-the-counter derivatives, risk management, global payments, and foreign exchange products in accordance with applicable law in the jurisdictions where services are provided. References to certain over-the-counter products or swaps are made on behalf of StoneX Markets, LLC SXM, a member of the National Futures Association NFA and provisionally registered with the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission CFTC as a swap dealer. SXM products are designed only for individuals or firms who qualify under CFTC rules as an eligible contract participant and who have been accepted as customers of SXM. Wealth management is offered through SA Stone Wealth Management Inc., member FINRA/SIPC, and SA Stone Investment Advisors Inc., and SEC Registered Investment Advisor, both wholly owned subsidiaries of StoneX Group Inc. StoneX Financial Limited SFL is registered in England and Wales, Company No. 5,616,586. SFL is authorized and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority registration number FRN 446,717 to provide to professional and eligible customers including arrangement, execution and, where required, clearing derivative transactions in exchange-traded futures and options. SFL is also authorized to engage in the arrangement and execution of transactions in certain OTC products, certain securities trading, precious metals trading and payment services to eligible customers. SFL is authorized regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under the Payment Services Regulations 2017 for the provision of payment services. SFL is a Category 1 ring dealing member of the London Metal Exchange. In addition, SFL also engages in other physically delivered commodities business and other general business activities which are unregulated and not required to be authorized by the Financial Conduct Authority. StoneX Financial Europe SA, SFE is a securities trading firm registered in the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg under Company No. RC Lux B 10821. SFE is authorized by the Luxembourg Ministry of Finance and regulated by the Commission de Surveillance du Secteur Financier Registration No. P00000-012 to carry out, inter alia, the activities of investment advisor, portfolio manager, professional acting on own account, broker in financial instruments, and commission agent. StoneX Financial Pte Ltd Co. Reg. No. 2011305988R SFP is regulated by the Monetary Authority of Singapore and is a capital market service licensee for dealing in capital market products, an exempt financial advisor for advising on investment products and issuing or promulgating analyses/reports on investment products, and a major payment institution for cross-border money transfer service. StoneX Financial HK Limited C. No. BCQ 152 SHK is regulated by the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission for dealing in futures contracts. StoneX Group Inc. acts as agent for SFL in New York with respect to its payment services business. StoneX Financial Thai Limited, SFA Akin, 141774727 holds an Australian financial service license and is regulated by the Australian Securities and Investments Commission AFSL, 345646. StoneX Securities Co. Limited, SSJ Co. Reg. No. 010401047199 is regulated by the Japanese Financial Services Agency as a Type I financial instruments business operator. Kanto Local Finance Bureau FIBO No. 291 is a member of the Financial Futures Association of Japan for dealing and broking FX and FX option transactions, and is a member of the Japan Securities Dealers Association for dealing and broking stock indices and option transactions. The information herein is not a recommendation to trade nor investment research or an offer to buy or sell any financial product. It does not take into account your particular investment objectives, financial situation, or needs, and does not create a binding obligation on any of the StoneX Group Inc. of companies to enter into any transaction with you. You are advised to perform an independent investigation of any transaction to determine whether any transaction is suitable for you. This material should be construed as the solicitation of an account, order, and/or services provided by the FCM division of StoneX Financial Inc., SFI NFA ID 0476094 or StoneX Markets LLC SXM NFA ID 0449652 and represents the opinions and viewpoints of the individual authors or presenters and does not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of SFI or SXM. It does not constitute an individualized recommendation or take into account the particular trading objectives, financial situations, or needs of individual customers. Additionally, this material should not be construed as research material. The trading of derivatives such as futures, options, and over-the-counter products or swaps may not be suitable for all investors. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss, and you should fully understand the risks prior to trading. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. All references to and discussion of OTC products or swaps are made solely on behalf of SXM. All references to futures and options on futures trading are made solely on behalf of SFI. SXM products are intended to be traded only by individuals or firms who qualify under CFTC rules as an eligible contract participant and who have been accepted as customers of SXM. SFI and SXM are not responsible for any redistribution of this material by third parties or any trading decisions taken by persons not intended to view this material. Information contained herein was obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but is not guaranteed as to its accuracy. Contact designated personnel from SFI or SXM for specific trading advice to meet your trading preferences. SFP may distribute analysis/report produced by its respective foreign affiliates within the StoneX group of companies pursuant to an arrangement under Regulation 32C of the Financial Advisors Regulations. Recipients should contact SFP at 656-309-1000 for any matters arising from or in connection with this podcast. No part of this material may be copied or duplicated in any form by any means or redistributed without the prior written consent of StoneX Group Inc. The podcast herein is not directed to or intended for distribution to or use by any person or entity who is a citizen or resident of or located in any locality, state, country, or other jurisdiction where such distribution, publication, availability, or use would be contrary to law or regulation. Copyright 2024 StoneX Group Inc. All rights reserved.